Hello, guys. Welcome once again to our chemistry class today. Today, I will take you up on electrolysis. And electrolysis is an interesting topic, and it's also a topic that so many students used to run away from. So many students used to have problem with. And so by the end of today's class, I believe you have a testimony. So watch the video to the end. Now let's see what is electrolysis. I will first of all start by defining terms, those terms that I will be using in the course of our studies. So I will start by defining those terms first. Now, definition of terms under electrolysis. The first thing I will start by defining the electrolysis itself. And what is electrolysis? Electrolysis is the chemical decomposition of a compound brought about by a direct current passing through either a solution of a compound or the molten compound. When you pass electric current, direct current, not alternating current, direct current like the one from battery, you pass it through a compound that is in a solution or molten form. When I say solution of a compound, I'm talking about taking the substance and then pour inside water, dissolve it. That's a solution of that compound. But when you carry that same compound and put it into maybe test tube or a substance and heat it until it melts without you adding water to it, it turns liquid, it melts. That is molten compound of that substance, the molten compound. Are you with me? I believe you understand now. We can as well call it fused compound when you melt it by heat. Okay, so such a compound, when you pass electric current into it, as the electric current is flowing, as it is conducting the electric current or allowing the electric current to pass through it, it is decomposing the compound in the process. That's what electrolysis is all about. Okay, you may not understand what I mean by decomposing the compound. Many other substances will be produced, maybe one or two other substances. You will not have the compound that you are using, that you used from the beginning. Again, it will turn to different substances. Okay, that's decomposition. Now, let's talk about electrolysis because I will be electrolyte. I will be mentioning electrolyte. And what is electrolyte all about? Electrolyte is a compound which conducts electricity and is decomposing in the process. That substance that will conduct electricity and decompose in the process, like sodium chloride, you pass electric current into its solution as it is conducting electric current. Some other substances, like maybe chlorine, is produced in the process. That sodium chloride is the electrolyte because it's a compound that allows electric current to flow through it. So that's electrolyte. Okay, now I have some examples of strong electrolyte. We have strong electrolyte. We have solutions that are weak electrolyte. We also have some that are non-electrolyte. So the examples of strong electrolytes include the following: potassium chloride. This is KCl. Potassium chloride, sodium chloride, tetraoxosulfate 6 acid, hydrochloric acid, trioxonitrate 5 acid, sodium hydroxide, and so on and so forth. We have many of them. So these are just few strong electrolytes. Okay, now let's move to examples of weak electrolytes. There are aqueous ammonia, ammonium trioxocarbonate 4, trioxocarbonate 4 acid. So there are just few among others. We have more that are weak electrolytes. Now let's see, some substances might form a solution, but they are not what? Electrolyte at all. They are not strong, they are not weak, they are just non-electrolyte. Example include sugar solution. If you dissolve sugar in water, it forms a solution, but it cannot conduct electricity. Starch solution, and so on and so forth. So these are just few non-electrolytes. More are there. Okay, now let's consider number 3. Remember, this strong, weak, and non-electrolytes are under electrolyte. But let's go to number 3. Number 3 thing that I will be mentioning in the course of this our class, I will be talking about electrode. What are electrodes? They are electrical conductors in the form of wires, rods, or plates through which electric current enters or leaves the electrolyte. When you have the solution, you put two electrodes, two poles or plates into it and conduct electric current into those poles. Those poles are the electrodes that I am talking about. Now, let's go to number 4, electrolytic cell. I will be talking about electrolytic cell in the course of this class. So what do I mean by electrolytic cell? Electrolytic cell, whenever I mention it, something like this diagram should appear in your mind. Now, remember, I just finished talking about electrodes, and I said two cones, two plates dipped in a solution. These are the electrodes. These two are the electrodes. Dipping it into a beaker that contains the electrolyte. So this is the electrolyte. This is electrode. This is another electrode. Out of these two electrodes, one is positive and one is negative. The one that is positive is called anode. The one that is negative is called cathode. So when you carry your beaker, put two electrodes, connect wire. These ones are wire connected to battery source. The battery provides the electric current that flow through. So now this is positive terminal of the battery, while this is negative terminal of the battery. Connect positive to positive, negative to negative electrode. Now electron will start flowing, and the electrons, all these arrows you are seeing are the electrons. Electrons are flowing from negative to negative electrode and then move in the electrolyte through ions into anode, which is positive electrode, and then get out. So now we are going to talk about what is this electrolytic cell. Electrolytic cell is the device which converts electrical energy into chemical energy. While this electrical current is meant to pass through this, a substance is produced that is a chemical energy we are talking about. Okay, so let's move to number number 5. We will still be talking about anode. Here you have anode. What is anode? Is the positive electrode by which the current enters the electrolyte. You have seen it here. Positive electrode by which anode is the positive electrode by which electric current enters electrolyte and electrons leave the electrolyte. Electric current, I think if I put electrons leave electrolyte, it will be better explained than electric current because current is flowing in the opposite direction with electron, while electrons are going in through cathode and leave through anode. So electric current goes in through this side and leaves through this side. So they are just opposite in their direction of movement. So now let's go to cathode. Is the negative electrode by which current leaves the electrolyte. Current leaves the electrolyte. It's just opposite to what I just said. Okay, I believe you have enjoyed the class. Subscribe to the channel, share the channel, like the channel, and comment. Thank you.